Welcome to Networking RX, a podcast devoted to helping business professionals like you enhance your networking skills in order to become more proficient giving and receiving quality business referrals and improving the overall quality of your life and the lives of those around you. The Networking RX podcast is a production of AmSpirit Business Connections, an organization whose mission is to empower business success through networking.
Welcome back. I'm Frank Agin, founder and president of AmSpirit Business Connections, and your host of this episode of the Networking RX podcast. Thanks again for listening, subscribing, and referring others, and certainly thanks for the comments and questions you've sent in. Those are helpful in us identifying future show topics. Before we get started, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it, remember we're looking to add quality people to our stable of franchisees. This is a unique franchise opportunity in that it's geared for aspiring entrepreneurs or professionals to add on to what they're already doing. Again, all of our franchisees do something else. For a couple hours in the morning, a few mornings a week, our franchisees operate the AmSpirit Business Connections program. The rest of their week, they're accountants, attorneys, financial advisors, realtors, coaches, and consultants of various kinds. Interested? Contact me. There's an email in the show notes, or use the one we provide at the end of the podcast. Okay, on with the show. As I have stated, networking tends to get a bad rap. People confuse it with cold calling, the person who pushes in and dominates conversation, or the person who peddles their business card like a blackjack dealer. In fact, I've heard people actually denounce that they network. Listen, here's the reality. We all network, all of us. Networking is two or more people working towards their mutual benefit. So networking encompasses a lot. Finding that great neighbor, learning about an awesome vacation destination, finding a babysitter, or getting a babysitting gig. Networking is not just business. It's about building great relationships. Some are personal, some are professional. So I always find it curious when someone denounces that they network. They might remark something like, networking, psst, I don't network. Why is this? Why do they denounce networking as being such a horrible thing? Simple. When some people hear the word networking, they confuse it with sales. To them, networking is that person, be it a man or a woman, that seems to be permanently in prospecting and close at all cost mode. Whether they're doing it face-to-face, over the phone, and now it's even happening via social media. Networking encompasses all things related to relationships. So for that matter, selling is networking, but not all networking is sales. It's just like apples are fruit, but not all fruit are apples, or Chevys are cars, but not all cars are Chevys. Get it? Yes, if you're looking to make a sale, looking to make sales, networking is an invaluable means of doing it. But every networking encounter is not a sales opportunity. It's just not. And if you're someone who subscribes to the notion of ABC, always be closing, stop it. Really. I say that in part because it's really annoying. I mean, really annoying. And I'm not alone in saying that. I'm comfortable in saying that I speak for a great many people who will say they don't appreciate that. However, the real reason I say it is that if you're continually in the prospect and close mode, you're doing nothing but impairing yourself long term. The best way for me to illustrate this is through what I call the freshman mixer parable, which is a short story I've written that we can use to draw an analogy to this dilemma. So it's the first week of college. A freshman guy walks into a campus mixer, spots an attractive co-ed, and approaches. He says, "Hello, my name is Jim. Can I get your phone number and call or text you from time to time?" The co-ed smiles and responds with a blush, "No, I'm sorry. I don't want to give you the wrong impression, but I'm seeing someone." Looking around, Jim responds, "Well, where is he?" To which the co-ed responds, "He's not here right now." The guy shrugs his shoulder and remarks, He's not going to know if you give me your number, right? She politely responds, again, I'm sorry, I can't. Not accepting of that, Jim quickly shoots back, why not? Are you afraid he's going to walk in the door? Feeling put upon, the co-ed defends with, no, that's not it. He's at state, and we've agreed to be committed to one another. Without thinking, Jim rhetorically asks, state? What's he studying, to be a gym teacher? This startles the co-ed, but she remains calm and politely counters with, that's none of your business, and it's not even relevant. Not taking no for an answer, Jim continues, whatever, he's 2 hours away. Why not give me your phone number? I bet I can show you more fun than he can being 2 hours away. That was it. That was the comment that put the conversation over the line. Completely offended, the co-ed angrily responded, seriously, I've been as polite as I can. Now just please leave me alone. She turns and abruptly and quickly walks off, muttering under her breath, what a jerk. As she storms off, Jim makes a similar declaration about the co-ed, then eyes the room for his next prospect. A short while later, a second guy walks into the mixer, spots the same attractive co-ed, and approaches. Hello, my name is Bob. What's yours? Sarah, she says with a smile. Nervously, Bob asks, I hope this is not too forward, but can I get your phone number and call or text from time to time? Though a little more guarded than before, the co-ed smiles and responds cautiously, no, I'm sorry. I don't want to give you the wrong impression, but I'm seeing someone. While feeling somewhat rejected, Bob politely continues, oh, okay, I understand. But would it be okay for us to talk here and now? Sure, that would be great, Sarah says with a smile, feeling relieved. Not knowing where to start and not wanting to overstep his boundaries, Bob cautiously asks, so tell me a bit about you. Where are you from? What are you studying? From here, they engage in a casual conversation touching on hometowns, high schools, professional plans, the usual small talk topics. As the conversation wears on, it becomes clear that Sarah has come to the mixer with a litany of new friends from her residence hall. Those new friends had connected with other young co-eds at the mixer, and one by one, Bob gets to meet them all and engages in conversation with several. Bob is entertained for the entire freshman mixer within that one growing network of co-eds. He might not have gotten Sarah's number, but that interaction opened the door to many, many others. The moral of this short tale of comparisons is that if you view someone as nothing more than a score, you probably won't. If, however, you're respectful of your approach to others, an individual instance might not work out, but will likely open the door to opportunities with lots and lots of others. The same is true in business. If you view someone as just a potential sale, you'll likely not make one. This seems to play itself out on a daily basis in my world, and it might for you as well. It seems that every week I get hit with multiple telephone solicitations and or LinkedIn inquiries from people who want one thing, to close a sale. They have little interest in what my business is, what my needs are, or if those needs already might be met. I get it. Like everyone, these aggressive sales types have got to eat and need to close deals to get money to do so. But it's really short-sighted. First of all, most people do business with those, actually all people do business with those they know, they like, and they trust. And I'm just another one of those people. So I'm not inclined to do business with somebody on an initial call or contact, especially when it involves high-end coaching, consultation, or other professional services. In fact, anymore when I get these pitches over the phone, I'll more or less share the freshman mixer parable. Or if the pitches come by email or LinkedIn, I have a canned response that I'll use. It reads like this, and I'm quoting, I never really know how to respond to these emails or LinkedIn messages. As the saying goes, we do business with those we know, like, and trust. We refer those we know, like, and trust. It would seem to me to be especially true when we're talking about high-end consulting services. I'd be happy to talk to you and get acquainted. Maybe I can help you in a way other than partnering up or being a paying client. But at this point, I would not be comfortable getting on a call and feeling like I was on the receiving end of a sales pitch. I'm just being honest, but hopefully not too blunt. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I prefer to have a relationship when it comes to something that's most effective when a relationship is needed, unquote. If you'd like a copy of that, just contact me, email me, I'd be happy to share it. Again, if you view someone as just a potential sale, you'll likely not make one. If, however, you view them and approach them as someone with a network, over time, you'll be overrun with business. More often than not, I cannot get the person out of the sales mode. They are the Jim in the parable, which I guess makes me the Sarah. At any rate, they expect me to engage in a sales prospecting conversation, if you will, and there's no other option to the exchange. All I can do is politely say no and hang up. Though, as I hear that, it sounds like an oxymoron. Occasionally, however, I can get someone out of the sales mode. When I do, I'll explain to them that it may or may not be a prospect for them. If I am, things will proceed slowly and deliberately, and I'll not be swayed by risk of loss tactics such as artificial deadlines, buy-today discounts, etc. But if I'm not a true prospect and they respect that decision, I'd be more than happy to hear them out. I'd like to learn about them, what they have to sell, who they are. Why? Because I might just know someone who could be a client, or know someone who knows someone who could be a client, or maybe there's someone I know who could help them in another way, or maybe I might have access to information that can help them. A great example of this happened a few months ago. I got a LinkedIn message that read, "Frank, my name's Andrew Kuby, and I'm with ABC Commercial Capital. I do all commercial and business loans. Do you need any money? Thank you." That's pretty well sales focused, isn't it? And my initial inclination was just to archive it and forget it. But I took a chance, reached out to Andrew, and scheduled a call. And when it occurred, I politely explained that I don't need any money, and I don't know of anybody offhand that needed any money. But if he would take the time and educate himself a little bit about himself, and we'd get acquainted, and I could learn about his firm, that it's likely that I could have some people that I could refer to him. I could hear him stop. He sort of geared out of sales mode and considered my proposition. I mean, what did he have to lose? Nothing. So he took the opportunity. He shared about himself. He shared about all the things he could do, and he shared about all the things he had done for clients. Perfect. I told him that if he gave me a week, as I was headed into a busy stretch, that I would connect him to some people that I knew who would serve as, not clients, but good connectors for him, business brokers, franchise consultants, and the like. Of course, I shared with him my golf analogy. I asked him what thoughts were running through his mind, hypothetically, when he was teeing off from a 415-yard par 4 dogleg right. Was he expecting to drop the ball in the cup? Now, if you're lost on that comment, go to episode 9 called Productive Networking Shots. That's all I'll say on that. If you've listened to it, then you know where I'm going with that. At any rate, true to my words, a week later, I connected Andrew to a handful of good contacts. How do I know they were good contacts? Because within an hour of those connection emails going out, Andrew called. He called, he was completely blown away, and totally committed to doing the same for me, which he did later that week. And I can share those were awesome contacts, and those contacts are leading to other great contacts. Thank you, Andrew. You are appreciated. Again, if you view someone as just a potential sale, you'll likely not make one. If, however, you view them and approach them as somebody with a network, over time, you will be overrun with business.
Thanks for joining us on the Networking RX podcast. Please put what you've learned into action today and let us know if you have questions, comments, or ideas for future topics. You can email them to us at podcast@amspirit.com. That's AMSPIRIT.com. Finally, so you never miss an episode, be sure to subscribe to the Networking RX podcast through iTunes, Overcast, or however you receive your podcasts. Now get out and network with someone.
The Networking RX podcast is the copyright production of AmSpirit Business Connection. All rights reserved.